Hi, Shelby Long here, Senior Vice President of the Strategic Advisor Board, CEO of Business Dynamics, and your resident communication expert here today to talk about some communication tips to help align your business practices and to motivate your employees and to make sure you're all aligned under the same vision. Just making some small changes in your communication can really impact the way that you lead your employees. Yesterday, I talked about the power of nonverbal communication and how nonverbal communication is really a minimum of 80% of the communication that we have in any communication transaction. And the verbal communication is important, but the nonverbal communication helps those messages resonate with your audience because that interaction is there, and it's something that's really important to think about. Today, I'm going to talk about how even just a small awareness or an understanding of your audience and the different communication styles that they may have can really help your messages resonate with your audience, help you become more persuasive, become more influential, and get your point across to make sure things are moving forward. Just even small things about different communication. So communication is a transaction. There is one person talking to another person or one person talking to many people. There's some sort of transaction that are happening there. One person wants to get an idea across to another party or parties. There's multiple people on that side, and making sure that that message is going to the other side and understood by the other side is something that's really important to think about. So instead of just thinking about the message that we're sending, we've got to think about who is receiving that message and who, as a speaker and as a leader, it's incumbent upon us to think about who we're talking to and what's the best way to speak to that audience. Because the more that we think about our audience and the needs of our audience, then what's the best way to do that? I think about this even as a leader in working on a board, that we think about, well, maybe we don't need meetings every week because there's not a necessity in that, but we have to think about another style of communication, another way of communication that we can all still be on the same page with not having to sit in the same room at the same time. We've discovered a communication style that respects all of our time, and that we've found some time to be able to connect when things are important and we need to make decisions, but it doesn't necessarily happen every week. So as a leader in your business, that's important to think about is, who am I speaking to? How much time do they have? What type of communication do they resonate with? Another example in communication, I use, and this is not an endorsement at all, but all my businesses use Slack as a way of communication. And email tends to be where I lose messages and lose communication. But I know that some people still use email, so I try to cover all the bases, but establishing what is appropriate and what is best for you and your audience in the beginning of your relationship is a way to be able to avoid miscommunication, a way to keep everybody on the same page, and making sure that your communication can be consistent across the board. That's a way to create consistency and understand how to best impact the people that you're trying to communicate with. As a leader, just taking a quick understanding of what is going to be the best style of communication for your audience and what's the best way that you can reach them and impact them can make a big difference in how your communication actually resonates in your employees, and to make sure that you're moving towards the same goals. I'm here all week talking about communication tips of how you can increase your presence and your influence as a leader, but also available to talk about how to enhance your communication and leadership style in your business whenever you want. Just visit shelbyjolong.com. I'll see you tomorrow with another communication tip.